Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, which the world enemy calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world enemy calls Jesus Christ. Right, Brother Judah coming with a quick exhortation through the Spirit. Hey, it's the Sabbath day, man. All praise to the Most High for another Sabbath, right? To come, for those who teach, for them to come out here and wake up the hopeful elect, right, or whatever you may do. Hey, still keep this day as in reverence to the high, and as according to the Sabbath day, right, the high day, right. Now this just gonna go quick little lesson through the Spirit on what is the Sabbath day. All right, should we keep it still? Is that done away with? Is that the Old Testament? You know, some of these things that we want to kind of touch on real quick through the Spirit. All right, so we get right into it through the Spirit. All right, so let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20. It's like Exodus, chapter 20, and verse number Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. All right, so like one-handed, so bear with me, so like all right, so this is Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 8. All right, and it reads thus. It says, Shalaki, it says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Right, it says 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. So when we go into the Bible, it says the 7th day, right, is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, right? So with that being said, the 7th day, according to the calendar that we have and that we can best go off of, and the 7th day is so-called Saturday. Right, because when you look at the calendar, it literally goes S to S, right? Sunday being the so-called first week, which this world taught us was the last day of the week, but it's actually the first, right? And then Saturday being the 7th day, right? But as we know it, we know that the day starts at sundown according to the Bible. Now, and I know it's a lot of different ways people see that, but it's only one truth according to the Lord. And what's that? Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4 on down, right? It's only one God, one power, one truth, man. Right? But through the precepts, it's like thou gonna get understanding, man. Right? But continuing on, so now we established that the Sabbath day is the 7th day of the week, right? And according to what we know, it's Saturday. That's the 7th day, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, right? Now that's Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 1 and verse number 4 on down, right? Letting us know that the day starts at sundown. All right, but let's continue back on to Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 8. 10 again. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. So when you just touching on this, it's just going into nobody can't do no work on this day, right? Not your beast, not your servant. Now, obviously, everybody might not have so-called servants. I mean, nobody has servants right now, man. Right? Israel, we are we not in that highest state right now as of how we was back in the ancient world, right? Had sheep and manservants and maidservants and concubines or so forth, these different things, right? But now, nevertheless, so we just keep it to, our beasts. Most people have a cat, a dog, some may have cattle, sheep, but they can't plow or do any work on this day either. Why? Because the Lord says the Sabbath day, right? Let's keep going though. Or it's like he said here, thy daughter, nor thy son, nobody can't do no work, man. Right, so now we know we in this captivity, but some people probably can't not work on this day. But hey, you gotta make do what it do for the Lord. If you guys are here, right, find another job or pray and hope for another one. Obviously, you don't want to be a infidel, right? Like the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 8 says, if I'm not mistaken. Right, where he said, hey, if he don't provide for his house, he was an infidel. But the Lord would make a way if you seek and try to, not just say, oh, we in captivity, I'm gonna deal with it. Well, okay, but let's continue. That's all I want to get beside the point. Right, verse number 11 in Exodus 20 and 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, right, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. So when you go into the creation, Genesis 1, you know, from 1 all the way down to 29, he literally tells you all the different things that he made in those days, right? Now we know when you go into it, a day is 1,000 years with the Lord. But I don't want to go too deep. You know, this is supposed to be milk, right? WFI milk through the Spirit, right? But nevertheless, it's continuing on in that, he said, for in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth and the sea and all that is in them, and rested the Sabbath day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So even the Lord rested on this day. So who are we not to rest on this day? And the Lord rested on this day, right? So if we supposed to be followers of the Lord, hey, we got to do the same thing the Lord do, you know? So, hey, we resting. Hey, it is rest for, like, those who are teachers and come out and teach. Hey, this rest for me, coming out here and teaching our people, man. Right? Letting them know who they are according to the Bible, man. Right? That's rest for me, man. Why? Because of the fact that, hey, our people don't know who they is, man. We just had so-called Cinco de Mayo yesterday, you know. Northern Kingdom out, you know. They flags and beer and then Lord knows what. Right? But, you know, it's our job to, you know, let them know, hey, y'all not damn Mexican. Right? We not black. Right? We not damn Jamaican and Haitian and all these different bywords, man. That's the curses. We fulfilling the curses by calling ourselves that. And that's Deuteronomy 28 and 37 on down. Right? Getting called everything besides our God-given nationality, man. Right? So let's continue on in this. I want to get a couple precepts though, real quick. Right? Real quick. Just to touch on the same thing, right? Because on the Sabbath day, yeah, it's the 7th day of the week, but it's things that we, you know, like we just went into. You can't do no work on this day, right? Let's get Leviticus 35. Salakia, bear with me. All right. I mean, Salakia, Exodus 35. Salakia. So this Exodus chapter 35 and verse number 2, right? I'm gonna go to 2. It says 6 days shall work be done. Now he's just going into the Sabbath. This whole chapter, when you even like, it's literally going into the Sabbath on this. So it says 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Now we know, you know, obviously that was going into before we had mercy and grace, right? Even you had a man who gathered sticks on the Sabbath day in the book of Numbers chapter 15, right? So like 14 and then verse so like it was chapter 15 and verse like number 32 on down, right? So, you know, and he got put to death for gathering on the Sabbath day. But we know we not condemned by that. That's why, you know, who the world any called Christ came and redeemed us from, man, from that curse or the strictness of the law, right? You ain't gonna get put to death on that. We got mercy and grace now, man, right? But let's keep going on this. So like it says, so like it continuing on, a Sabbath of rest for the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Right? Verse 3, ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. So on the Sabbath day, you can't buy or sell. I mean, or well, that too, but you know, you don't supposed to kindle a fire. Right? Meaning what? That's why you got the prep day, which is that so-called Friday. You literally have 6 days to get everything that you need. In that 7th day, you can't cook or nothing. So that's why the Lord gave us that them 6 days, right? You got a 6 day, no better is just say, dang, you know, kind of hasting and rushing to get it done. We had 6 days to do that, man. Now, you know, working in this captivity, things ain't gonna go as planned. But that's why we got that prep day, man. It's literally called the prep day, right? Look at this preset real quick. And look at this preset real quick. Bear with me. I got one hand. Bear with me. In the book of let's get this preset real quick. So this is the book of what I'm looking for. Oh, okay, kind of. So this is the book of in verse. So like it, bear with me. So this is I'm gonna get the one in Luke. I was thinking about a different one, but Luke chapter Slocky. No, I'm gonna go to John. Trying to get this preset real quick. Bear with me, Israel. Okay, so this is the book of Let me get it real quick through the Spirit, Lord willing. All right. So, in verse number 50. Okay, kind of, so like, you know, Lord willing, they come back to me. But I'm gonna get this other preset real quick. All right. All right, let me get this other preset through the Spirit. Okay, kind of. So I'm gonna get this one then. In the book of, I'm gonna go to 2 Maccabees chapter 6. Right. I just want to show how that hey, the Sabbath is a high day, man. Right. The Sabbath is a high day. This is the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 11. Right now, this says, and others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly. So this is our forefathers' mother, because we gotta understand during that time, it was you know, this is a time where they was saying it wasn't lawful for us to keep our Sabbath days, man, because they was trying to have us under one so-called religion, man. Hey, so if you was caught keeping the law, statutes, commandments, hey, you was put to death, man. Right. So that's the context of this when you go into in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, right? And then continuing on, it says to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered by Philip, were all burnt together. Because remember, it wasn't lawful for you to keep these high our customs, man, our ways, man, right? But it says because they had made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. So they literally risked their lives in honor to keep the most sacred day, which was the Sabbath, right? So you gotta remember that the Sabbath is a sacred day. You can't just take it as just a damn a random day, right? Hey, this is a high day, man. Let's get that in Leviticus 23 as well. All right, Leviticus chapter 23, verse number. Let's see, verse 20, Leviticus 23. Now let's go into the feast of the Lord, and I'm gonna start at 3. Right, Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 3. Right to it. It says, 6 days shall what be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest in holy convocation. Right, and when you go into that word holy is just a set apart or special day. That's what holy is, set apart or special, right, day, man. It's not, you can't do the same thing that you do on all other days on this day, man. Right. So it says, in holy convocation ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings, man. Right. So it's the Sabbath day, man. A holy convocation, man. A gathering. So you should be gathering on this day, man. Don't be that brother or sister to an individual and say, oh, it's the Sabbath, I'm keeping it solo. All right. Lest you be tempted by Satan, man. All right. And fall into condemnation or fall into folly, man. And doing things which you ought not, man. All right. So this is a holy convocation, a holy gathering, man. You literally commanded to gather on this day. All right. You know, in righteousness, man. All right. So let's see. Hey, it looks like our forefathers risked their lives to keep it, man. Literally risked their lives to keep the Sabbath day, man. All right. Now let's go back to let's get a couple more. It was supposed to be this is a quick video, right, before it came through the Spirit. So I just want to touch on this again real quick, so like, bear with me. Camera going everywhere. All right, so let's go back to it. In Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8 again and finish it out. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven, and it's like it made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that dwell therein, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Right now, I know I had kind of touched on no buying or selling on that Sabbath day. Let's get that real quick in the book of Nehemiah, real quick. All right, just milk on how to keep the Sabbath. All right, just milk on how to keep the Sabbath. Right, so this is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath day or on the holy day, and that we should leave the 7th year and the let me see, Salaki, bear with me, Israel, right? Exactation of every debt, right? Salaki, right? So the Lord said, Nehemiah through the Spirit said, hey, if they bring anything on the Sabbath day to buy or sell, hey, we not gonna buy it of them on that Sabbath day, man. All right? Why? Because the Lord said you had 6 days to do all these things, man. All right? So with that being said, it's no buying or selling on this day either. right? So we got to rehearse and keep these righteous acts through the Spirit, man. That's the Sabbath day. No buying or selling. Hey, no doing your own pleasures, man. Let's get that real quick. All right, let's get that real quick in the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 through the Spirit. So Isaiah chapter 58 and verse number, let's do 13, right? It says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath day, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways, nor finding thy own pleasures, nor speaking thy own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. But to sum it up, the Lord said, hey, doing thy pleasure on the day. So whatever your pleasure, everybody may have a different pleasure, man, right? But all men can relate, me, humbly, in layman's terms, all men has that pleasure of with they women, right? And we ain't got, we gonna keep it PG, man, right? You never know who watching, man. Doing things with your woman, that's pleasurable to you, man. You can't say, I just do that. It ain't pleasurable. Brother, don't lie, man, right? So those things, having sex on the Sabbath, right? Any kind of thing, that's your pleasure. Playing the damn PlayStation. You love to play PlayStation 5, 2K, or Lord forbid any brother just literally just sitting at home all day playing the PlayStation. But still, it's no sin in it, but when you give your strength and mind over to it, it become your God, man. You may not look at it's just 2K, but now you got that chair that you using the bathroom at because you don't want to get up out the thing. You got people yelling to people to come and feed you because you playing the game, man, right? Or people calling you, your brother need a precept or something. Hold on, I'm playing the game. I'll call you back. Then you get your strength over to it, man, right? But those things, it's different things that brothers and sisters have pleasure in. But nevertheless, to keep it simple, you don't want to give your strength over to those things, man. Right? Because why? The Lord said, don't do thy pleasures on the Sabbath day, man. All right? So whatever your pleasure is, try to restrain from doing that because you have 6 days to do it, man. Hey, get into reading, right? Studying with the family or, going over precepts, flashcards, watching video, however you deem, something that's in the righteous, in the sight of the Lord. Hey, do that on the Sabbath, man. All right? It's literally only a 24-hour span, man. The Sabbath is not grievous, man. Right? Because the Lord said his commandment's not grievous. And the commandment is to keep the Sabbath, right? And not do thy own pleasure. So thus for, hey, it's not grievous to keep the Sabbath. Hey, we love to keep the Sabbath, man. Right? So, what else? That's pretty much it. So it was supposed to be a quick video, but no man had power over the Spirit to retain it, right? And so I got one hand. That's why the camera was going everywhere through the Spirit. But yeah, so keep the Sabbath holy. It's a holy convocation. You should be gathered on this day. Shouldn't be at home playing, training your dog or selling or doing whatever the hell on this Sabbath day, man. It's the holy day, man. All right, all forefathers and foremothers risked their lives to keep this, man, in the book of Maccabees. Thus for, hey, we got to do the same, right, by keeping this day, man. Right? It's nothing more important than keeping the Sabbath day, man. All right? So with that, keep the Sabbath day holy, don't do your own pleasures, right? Gather with your family, sisters gather together, brothers gather together, right? Hey, if you near a city where they teaching the word, hey, go hear the words of the Lord, man. Right? The words of life, man. All right? So let me get one more precept to close up through the Spirit. All right? So let me get this in the book of what I'm gonna close up with through the Spirit. Okay, Kyle. I go to this. Let's see. Let's just close up with Exodus again. All right. Let's close up with the book of Exodus 20 and 8 again. All right. So like it. Exodus 20 and 8 again. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, separate, set apart, man. Remember it, man. All right. Keep this day holy as our forefathers keep it, man. All right. And with that, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shalom, Israel.